about? We need nobody else but God. That's all we need, you understand what I'm saying? Everybody else is sour, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, family, turn your back on you, everything, you know what I'm talking about? But you know one thing, you got a soldier like me, I'm gonna stay solid, baby, to the bone, so you know me. You understand what I'm saying? Off the top.
I don't need your flowers, I'm living. First time I seen $1 million, I squinted. Bro gave me a pack to help me hustle. Came a long way from the project buildings. That's where Granny went when she left Louisiana, trying to dodge Jim Crow. But you can't escape the master stained glass windows. Got my vision from the past, I'm probably finna go to hell, but it don't matter, seeing heaven on earth. No, I could've been up on the shirt. If I ain't get my together, go to work. I've been hitting the licks since flip verse flirts. Riding like witchcraft, finding beauty in the darkness like Rembrandt. Everybody gang, gang, gang till it get bad. Do you hear me? Together was a mismatch. You ain't never finna win that. Nah. In the ghetto, I'm a Martian, crash landing. In the dirty apartment, stay silent. I'll forever be the hardest, big time. Like the New Orleans, real shine. Like the criminal, yeah. City in the ghetto, I'm a soldier. Where they at? Get it, where they at? Get it. In the ghetto, I'm a Martian, crash landing. In the dirty apartment, stay silent. I'll forever be the hardest, big time. Like the New Orleans, real shine. Like the criminal, yeah. City in the ghetto, I'm a soldier. Where they at? Get it, where they at? Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I could truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and peak the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget.
It's a venue in a city that's seen more NFL history than just about anyone else. Welcome to Lambeau Field in the heart of Green Bay. Set to go is the punter, Ty Zentner. And here we go from Lambeau. Short kick, just reaching the landing zone. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops it.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Back-to-back carries here. Along the sideline past midfield. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And what a hit there. Ouch, she pays the price for moving the chains that time. Now a timeout for an injured player. That's Christian McCaffrey being attended to. Hopefully with his history, this is something minor. This time it's a passing play. That's complete to Musgrave. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that will set up 1st and goal.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll try and punch it in. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Going ground game again here. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. So the holding backs him up. They'll try to get that back and then some on 2nd and goal. They'll run here following the penalty. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Just 2 yards there on 2nd and goal, and still a ways to go now on 3rd.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with a loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Jalen Johnson with the pick. And the Bears will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Coming out throwing is Williams. It's taken in by Roma Dunze. Ripping off yards past the 40. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Now right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So flip the field, folks. It's 1st and 10 inside of enemy territory now. To throw is Williams. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Went right, and that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
2nd and 10 now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Riley Patterson ready for the field goal try. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Williams will look to throw. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open to beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Williams from the gun. Komet brings it in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field. Keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They'll run it with Swift. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Rashawn Gary with that tackle.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. He'll get 3, but much work left for him on 2nd and goal. Here's Williams. And in for the Chicago touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Zettler all set for the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. A good defensive play breaks that one up. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Taken in by Dobbs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. These two NFC North teams have played one so far. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. He needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
Throwing deep for the end zone. Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. Got to shake it off and keep on firing.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And that kick a little too well struck. He drives it into the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, Williams. Catch is made down the right sideline. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for and you go out and execute.
From the 39 now after that explosive start to this drive. They'll run here on first down. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Now bring out Ty Zettner to send it away on 4th down. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Packers are going to have a long football field ahead of them on this drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Ready.
Right up the gut. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Give now to the running back. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
First down, ball at the 36. Throwing now, off play action. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he works this to the 38 before going down. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And there was really nowhere to go there. Just a small push to the 37. They managed a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. The Bears decide to call their first timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Third and 4 coming up now. Back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Blown back gets the handoff. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They give it to him again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Go!
throwing from the gun here. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Koo able to put it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Cade. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Off the play fake, Williams. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Junior Colson. And the Packers get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers parlay the interception into points. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there on short notice and not ready for that sudden change they talk about.
Stonehouse now to kick this one away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Williams on the play action. Has his man. It's Odunze. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's good for a Bears first down. To throw, Williams. Dump off, caught by his back. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. Jacorian Bennett has it. And the Packers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback.
We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. But it looked like the Packers were able to cover it. No turnover. They keep possession. That is not how you make the most of an opportunity when your defense gives you the football back. But the good news is, Brock, at least they get another shot at it.
Yeah, when you're running on the field, you feel the joy of that defense, right? They just got you a possession. They're giving you an opportunity. And thankfully, they saved the day by at least jumping on the ball.
Pass was thrown for Christian Watson. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And they make the tackle at the 38. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. From the 36. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Well, the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, didn't it? And it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
They'll run it here on 3rd down. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. Timeout Chicago. It uses its second. Riley Patterson ready for the field goal try. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And they are unable to double their lead.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
First down throw by Williams. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Throwing again on 2nd, Williams. Taking a deep shot here. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the gun, here's Williams. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps. Ty Zettler on to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. His kick is away, but it is short and straight up into the air. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll have a chance to run 1 play before time expires. Throwing it just before halftime. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the 2nd half has in store for us. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Running behind center with Swift. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 34. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Williams to throw on third. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Here's Swift on 2nd down. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Give him 3 on that game. And that's a Chicago first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First down, Williams. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Now here's Williams. To the left and hauled in by Odunze. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Now a give to Swift. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. It was Kenny Clark on the tackle. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Williams set to pass. That throw finds Komet. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Bears first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First down, here's Swift. And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Now we're going to have a timeout for the players shaken up, and that's DeAndre Swift in some discomfort and being attended to. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Here's the handoff. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves him with 3rd down and 5.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
3rd down from the gun. Cut near the goal line. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
They'll hand it to him again. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Bears take the lead right away in half number 2. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Bears take a 4-point lead. Zettler all set for the kickoff. Chooses to bring this one out. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now a give left side. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
He puts everything behind this one. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Here we go. Ready?
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down. Looking to the air here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Looking for Christian Watson that time. And it's going to be 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys.
Forces that one, and it's intercepted. And the Bears are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a 2nd half push for the lead. But the defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the 1st play of the series. Not
the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Here's Williams. It's caught. This is Ladd McConkey. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down. So we're through 3 here. It's Bears football to begin the 4th as they try to hang on to the lead in a close game. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Here we go, set.
Williams will look to throw. Hits him on the out route. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Bears first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He has it at the 5. That play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Going ground on 1st and goal. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. He couldn't get anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. McLaughlin attack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears drive their lead to 11. Zettler all set for the kickoff. From his own end zone, here we go. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Dropping back to throw. Gets everything he has under this throw. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th.
Here we go.
Need a conversion. They're throwing for it. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Throwing it again here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Taking his shot deep down the field it goes. And he's there to send that one away incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Throwing now from the gun. He's going deep. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Bears get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Intercepted.
Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on fourth and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
The Bears with some nice field position as they get set, 1st and 10. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Now we're on the counter. And they'll hold him up after a short carry to the 44. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down.
This defense may have been headed the wrong way initially on that counter run, but they never lost contain. As that play shifted back, they flowed with it and caught him before he could break it up the sideline.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Try and pick this up on the ground. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Back-to-back carries here. And he got there to make the stop at the line of scrimmage. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. The Bears close it in, and they'll get him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We've learned how valuable sacks and a pass rush are in today's NFL. It's a bit surprising, isn't it, Kate, that that's their first sack of the game, but they found other ways to produce success on both sides of the ball, and they finally pick up a much-needed sack on that stat sheet.
He lets one fly deep down, and that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Oh, man, Brock, somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Let's go now.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another carry for him. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 5 on that play. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 6. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Bears approaching win number 7 on the year. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Now Williams. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. That punt finals at a 33-yard effort. And the Packers will take over possession. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
You know what I like about this shot down the field, Kate? It keeps a defense honest. They know defensively, if we overcommit, we could get burned deep.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down.
Here we go.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. This one misses the tight end. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. The team total is now up to 5, Brock. 5 times they've picked this offense off.
Say it a 3rd time for me, Kate, would you? Twist the knife for all the fans of this offense watching at home.
5 interceptions in one game. You just got to marvel at how well they played in coverage from start to finish.
Yeah, this goes beyond marveling. This goes to best-case scenario in their game plan. This is one of those special games where absolutely everything is clicking. These defenders, it's like they're seeing the entire field in perfect 20/20 vision. Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back, and this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect a timeout coming any moment now.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Drops to a knee here. Only one more timeout for that defense to burn and preserve some clock.
You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock.
With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. Drops to a knee here. Only one more timeout for that defense to burn and preserve some clock. So the Bears take this one on the road.